I've been in Germany about 48 hours. I just woke up. But so far, this is how my experience is. Part two. So I realized a lot of people who speak English, like more than I actually think they do. It's just different for me because usually in America, if you know a second language, you still prefer to speak English, obviously, because you're in America. So now here, it's like people that are like they can speak it. They say they can't speak it good, but to me, like dude, you speak good English. They just don't prefer it because that's just not the dominant language here. Which is it's just different because I've never, I guess, had this perspective. Like even when I was in Dominican Republic, people spoke Spanish, but I've heard Spanish all my life because that's more common in the United States, I think, than German. But with that, like, if you know me, know my girlfriend's parents, they speak Portuguese, German, and Portuguese. It's not Spanish, but it has, so I'm able to speak with them in Spanish, some a little bit of English, and stuff like that. So I'm fine in that aspect. But when it comes to people, like, they speak it, but they just don't prefer to speak English, because they'll say something. They can tell by my accent when I'm like, danka, they like, thank you. They're like, you're welcome. I'm like, you speak English? They're like, of course. Of course. And then another thing I noticed, last night we were out at Alani someplace, and it was a part of town in Osnabrück downtown. They turn off their street lights at a certain time to save energy, which is like so cool because America spends so much money on pointless things. Pointless things. But yeah, they turn off the street lights and everybody drives like, in an orderly fashion pretty much, and it's late. She said it happens in some parts of town, not everywhere though, but it's still cool. Another thing I noticed is that they don't have ceiling fans and AC units in most places in Osnabrück either. Like, I'm from America, obviously, so I have a ceiling fan, I have an AC unit. I get hot easily. That's just how I am. She ordered me a little fan because she was like, "Yeah, babe, we don't have like ceiling fans and AC units here." So that's definitely different as well. Like I said, I'm only speaking for Osnabrück and this specific part, like Bad Essen specifically. I think, I don't know. Excuse my ignorancy. I'm trying. But this is just what I noticed. Even yesterday was Friday. A lot of people, they weren't at work. Now, they was in the same place as me. Obviously, I'm not at work either. I don't know what they have going on, but it just seems like everybody's just out having a good time, drinking coffee, walking at like the little, I don't want to say mall, but like the little downtown area of Osnabrück. I'm like, man, like in America, it's like everybody is working, because I mean, it's just the culture there. I'm not saying you don't need to work here, but it's just different seeing that type of leisure time, like going for walks, pushing the kid in a stroller in the middle of the day, going to like the little park sand area. But yeah, this is just part two of everything I noticed, and this is only after 48 hours. Today I'm going to Hamburg, so we'll see